Hey guys, welcome to another week of at Ping. Welcome to my office. Let's get started here. Hey Ping, love the show and have a question about factory parts. How come every factory bike can't withstand a tip over or a little contact without bending or breaking some type of parts? Example, Mosiman made contact with Craig in the corner and he bent his rear rotor, or Roczen having a little tip over in the whoops last year and he bent the bars. How come us weekend warriors can have a decent get off and still finish a race, day of riding, etc., without any real problems to the bike? This makes no sense. Thanks for a great show, Will M. So I think maybe you're underestimating what those little contacts are like. Things definitely look different on TV or from the stands. You don't really get the force that's happening. That contact between Mosiman and Craig might have looked like they just kind of tapped, but you know, they're going fast. There's a lot of inertia. It doesn't take that much of a contact to bend something. It just doesn't. So I think you're just underestimating that contact, right? It was a little more violent than it looks. The speed doesn't always look the same way on TV. That's all. And then the tip over in the whoop, same thing. I just think they're carrying a lot more speed than what it probably looks like on TV. What may look like a little get off is actually a pretty good digger. I mean, they're using probably the same aftermarket types of bars and things that you would use or someone would use. They're not cheap products. These guys are just going fast. So when they go down or they make contact, there's consequences. Thanks for the letter. Appreciate it, Will. Second one, Ping, just want to hear your take on the Barsha and Stewart incident at Salt Lake City. I'm all for aggressive racing, but I can't decide if this was dangerous and intentional or if I should enjoy the entertainment value of it. Where do you stand? Chris V. Well, Chris, there's three things to think about when you're talking about passing. When, where, and how, right? And also, I think the context matters. So in this particular case, they were going for third in the championship overall. So there's some pride and some monetary implications to that battle. Okay, so I would say he definitely made this move too early. This is something you'd see last couple of laps and that overall position is on the line. This was pretty early in the race. So, you know, to me, that was what stood out more than anything. Like, man, why do you do this so early? Like this, let the race unfold. Maybe Malcolm goes down on his own. You don't even have to take this chance, right? But what I kind of, as I watched it over again, I thought the reason that he made this move, one, anytime someone passes you, always want to make a pass attempt back right away. Your best chance to get him is try to get him right back. And I think the bottom line is Justin knew Malcolm was going faster. You know, he caught him and went by him pretty easily, no contact necessary. And I think Justin knew, like, man, I better do something right now or this guy's gone. And then third's gone. So might as well take a chance and see what happens. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I just think that's what it looked like to me. It was either take his shot or he wasn't going to get the opportunity. The pass itself was aggressive. Obviously, you jumped into the line. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a T-bone. There was some angle on him when he hit him. And the weird thing about it to me, I think what made it look bad, a lot like the Craig Freeze incident in Phoenix, is that it was like Mookie hit an ejecto seat and went flying, you know, fully starfished, arms and legs out. It looked dramatic. He didn't get hurt though. Okay, so I just think everybody needs to calm their tits a little bit on this, like calling for Justin's head on a spike. He's always been aggressive. Freeze has always been aggressive. So again, I will say this again, you make a pass on Justin Barsha, you hear him back there revving his bike to 15,000 RPMs right behind you, cover your inside a little bit. That said, I'm not going to tell you that was a super clean pass. It was definitely kind of a all-in type of move, and he lost. He got docked points and positions and everything else. So I just think, like, yes, it was aggressive, maybe overly so, especially for the timing of the race, and I've kind of given my thoughts there. But as a fan, like, to me, that was entertaining. I'm glad nobody's hurt, and cool. Dock him a couple positions and let's move on. All this whining on the internet about how he should have his license pulled and da-da-da. It's like, oh my gosh, bunch of Karens. Calm down. This isn't bowling. All right. Thanks for the letter, Chris. Appreciate it. Ping, Kenny Roczen blasted his haters on social media this week over the chatter that he was done. Do you think he'll be back and live up to his potential? I'm a big Roczen fan, and every year I think he's going to win the title, but something always seems to happen. Anyway, thanks for all you do. Really enjoy your bike tests and Whiskey Throttle, and very excited for the Elevate program to officially launch. Brian. Thanks, Brian. I will say I love watching Kenny ride. He's something about his style is just so incredibly fluid and smooth and effortless when he's on. It's wild to watch. I think that he's got some underlying health issues that he's not fully giving up, which is totally his right. I mean, you know, whatever they are, they're his issues and none of our business. But I would say that this is the thing that strikes me about Kenny and this pattern of sort of quitting in the middle of a championship, is that every time you quit, it gets easier to quit. You know, oh, I'm just going to sit this championship out and get ready for the next one. And then the next one doesn't start the way you want. Oh, I'll just sit this, you know. There's starting to become a pattern of him not finishing series now. And that's a little concerning to me. If, you know, as a fan, as somebody wants to see him in there contending for titles, like you've got to just, if it's a health issue and there's nothing you can do about it, then okay. But since we don't have that information, you just go to, well, man, he's got this pattern of quitting. And I hope that that doesn't happen, but it definitely gets easier to quit every time you do, you know, no matter what you're talking about. I'd love to see him get healthy and win another title. He's certainly got the talent and the ability and the support. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. But I wouldn't put money on it one way or the other. You know, this sport is so unpredictable. I could rattle off a list of names right now of guys who may never see another win again, ever, you know, and they're meant to be these, you know, next elite riders. So the sport's tough. There's so many variables and things that nobody is a sure thing. That's the one guarantee. So anyway, thank you guys all for the questions. I appreciate it. As always, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.